Payton, did not disappoint me, my friend.
Thank you, buddy.
I was talking about you for the last 2 weeks, and then I'm like, it's just to watch that energy on stage. I was telling Jen, and Jake and Jen are here. Come here, you guys. Come up here. Just come say hi. Oh, that's okay.
I'm eating pizza.
You're
it's
a normal person, too.
You can eat your pizza, too. It's all good.
Yeah, right?
I know. Bring it up with you.
Jen just looked at me, and she's like, oh, my God, right?
Oh, I literally turned around. It was like, Danny, oh, my God, because he likes to exaggerate a lot sometimes. I love you, but you do. I do, too, so I understand. But
my fish was this big.
Yeah.
Right.
They come back from Nashville from CRS, and they're like, this kid, Payton, we're not kidding. He's amazing. And we're like, okay, Danny, yeah. I just turned around and was like, oh, my.
Yeah, so it's cool. No, it's awesome. So since we are getting to know you a little bit, and I got a chance to hear some of the news, maybe the people that didn't get to see what we got to see, I want to change things up a little bit. So a couple weeks ago, you made your Opry debut.
Yes.
Who was with you when you were there? Like mom and dad, grandparents?
Yeah.
The whole family?
I had 65 family members in the audience. So basically my whole hometown, which was kind of,
right.
It's kind of nice.
That's got to be a huge list, like a will call list. Like and they're going, is this real? Is this for sure?
I think, do you know what, there was a lot of like, are all these people really like on your list? And I was like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. But there was a lot.
That's
there
cool.
was a lot of people.
That's cool. I got to go the night before, and sitting on that stage in the pews from behind the scenes is just the magic that is in the vibe that's in that room is crazy. So I can imagine as an artist to perform live, it's even crazier for you. Were you nervous?
Yes, very. Because I was 5 years old when I started listening to the Grand Ole Opry. And from my granddad, he'd play all, it would be every night, the Grand Ole Opry or, on the radio station. And so I grew up just kind of with that was kind of the pinnacle, of the stage of country music was the Grand Ole Opry. So I was very nervous and anxious to get out there. And it was funny because Chris Young was there that night.
Okay.
And so he was going to introduce us. And so he's fixing to introduce me, and we're standing side stage. And I'm like, hey, buddy, do you have any advice? And he said, no. And I was like, great.
Sounds like him.
He's just like,
just go do your thing.
And but he did say, he was like, man, I will tell you, if all you've ever wanted to do is play country music your whole life, he's like, when you step in that circle, it's going to be the most overwhelming feeling in the world.
Yeah.
He's like, it's pretty special.
It is pretty powerful.
It was really powerful.
Did you feel like any kind of a vibe? Because Jake and I both have had the experience to walk backstage, and when you get to go through the dressing rooms, for people that haven't been backstage at the Opry, they have like mini Pearl's room is there, and they have these giant guitar picks on the ground that you get a chance, and each one's numbered. And then there's like Porter Wagner has his own room, and there were so many. It was just the vibe, and that you just felt, I don't know, it was like it's arms history. Hugging you and surrounding you. I would imagine in the circle it's the same thing.
It's the same thing in the circle. I mean, it's just a sense of home, community. Right. I mean, especially, being, that's really the birthplace of country music. And it's so cool to know that's kind of where this whole live show of country music started, and it's just a really powerful thing from the circle to backstage to just even the audience. I feel like you just feel that that just magic.
Yeah.
That's truly what it is magic.
Well, Jake got really upset with me because we were there that night for Light the Pink.
Yeah. I was a newcomer to Nashville. It was my first trip, and so I was back there. And the entire time, we're at the Opry. The Opry. We're backstage, and we're having this amazing experience. Little Jimmy Dickens is walking past, and Kelly Pickler's like going by, and Danny's like, let's go to White Castle.
Yes. Come on. He
was so jazzed about going to White Castle the whole time. Shut up, Danny. We're at the Opry. It's like I'm there every year. I'm like, this is special for me. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm going to live this moment.
Gotta love the best sliders in the world.
Oh, they are. It was funny because this time at the visit, my wife was with me, and she got to experience it for the very first time, and I just kept hearing Jake in my head saying, shut up, we're not leaving, we're staying here. So I didn't even ask her to move. I just said, sit right here and don't change your station. This is fine. So it's good.
So clearly you have like an appreciation for the Opry style music, the 90s country. Who do you love from today? Like who's like your favorite, who's contemporary?
As far as like in the past maybe 5 years?
Yeah, let's say that.
Gosh, there's so many people that come to mind. I will say, man, I think one of my favorite songs easily of the past 5 years is I Wish Grandpa's Never Died, Riley Green.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most incredible songs. So I love what Riley's doing.
What a great pick, Riley Green. You guys familiar with him? He's fantastic.
I love
he's
what
so underrated.
It's just such a great song. And gosh, there's so many. I mean, Ashley McBryde. I mean,
Do you
she's
like? Let me
great.
ask you a more general
Gosh.
question. Do you like the way it is now, or would you like to see country move backwards?
I love the way it is now. I feel like it's so open. You know, I mean, you've got so many subgenres inside of country music, which I think is a really cool thing. Yeah. And I think it's important to always respect where we came from, but at the same time, moving the genre forward. That's kind of how I feel. It's that equal balance, as long as we never lose where we came from.
Yeah, no wrong answer there, because a lot of us probably feel the same way. I love today's country music. I love everything that's on the radio. I love It Was Everything when I was a kid, you know, pre-Y2K, and then from before as well, too. So.
I knew that was coming.
Plus, I mean, like, so you would turn 20 this year, right?
I just turned 20 like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, okay. So I turned 40 this year, so I'm literally
Oh, man. Awkward.
That's not awkward. It's okay. It's okay to be young. I'm the young one on staff.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Nice.
I get that all the time.
Okay.
Hey, Jen, you remember that thing, this person, and I never do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite is like is the people that are like, you know, oh yeah, do you remember, you know, like, yeah, you probably don't even know who Garth Brooks is. And I'm like, oh. Like, that's just that's
you,
buddy.
hurtful.
Yeah. That's really hurtful.
Yeah.
When somebody's like, you know, like, I'm like, dude, come on. Like, yes, I know who Garth Brooks is.
So I noticed we're both wearing denim jackets.
We are. Yes, you got it.
This is the thing to do.
Denim.
How many denim jackets do you have?
Way more than I need.
If you have to think about it, it's more than me.
maybe seven. Maybe
Seven.
Wow.
Maybe 7.
Are they like all traditional denim, or are they blinged or embroidered?
They're pretty much all. They're all kind of traditional denim. Yeah, I mean, I like kind of this simpleness of traditional denim. So, I mean,
You seem like a denim guy.
Yeah, I'm kind of dressed
needed
all
to
in
know.
denim today.
Yeah.
I have a denim. I should get a denim hat. That would
There you go.
complete the outfit.
I would
right?
advise against that.
Probably not. Yeah, there you go.
I'm just saying.
I probably won't do that.
Well, speaking of owning lots of things, I noticed you got some cool boots on. How many pairs of shoes do you own?
Okay. So I have 10 pairs of boots and 1 pair of tennis shoes. So there you go.
Well, we're going to change that. We're going to send you down to the Adidas factory store today to go shopping.
I love it.
Go get some shoes.
I go get some shoes. Thank you.
Jake and I did this. Jen was part of it too. We did a podcast each week. It's called BSing. And yesterday something came up that really kind of struck a nerve with me is people's fears. I have some myself. I know Jen has some. Jake has some. What is your biggest fear?
We're getting deep here.
Because we want to get to know Payton a little bit better.
You know, in all seriousness, the idea of not being able to play music, I think, would probably be a huge fear, because it's all I've ever wanted to do my whole life, and it's all I've ever really known. It's like breathing. So if I couldn't play guitar, if I could not play music again, that would be that's probably my biggest fear. So part of that, flying. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, flying.
That
is
seems
gonna
like
be
an odd fear to have for you, because
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
all over the country all
and
the
I
time.
still freak out about flying every time. Every time I'm on a plane.
Especially right now.
Right.
Right,
When you
right.
come down the walk path, it's like watching people get on an escalator for the first time. They kind of step and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to do this." Are you that guy?
No, but I will tell you about the thing about the escalator, the moving escalator. You know, or the walking escalator is the people that stand on the moving walkway and will just like not get out of the way. I'm like, it's meant for you to walk on.
Right.
I'm like, why are you not moving? That's not a fear, but I was just thinking that this morning. I'm like, this lady's standing there, and I'm like, I cannot move past you, and this is moving. We're supposed to walk and move at the same time. Anyway.
Yeah, cute. Well, that was
have
going to
to
be
get that
question
out
number
there.
3. What's your pet peeve? Now we know. Okay.
The people that don't move on the moving walkways.
Oh my gosh.
I might be that person.
I don't know, because I've actually fallen down an escalator trying to walk up. So yeah, that's probably not a pet peeve. Probably not a great idea. I'm cool with that.
That's funny. Well, listen, we want to get back to you, but I got one more question for you. Before this is really cool. People that have never been a part of the CMA Music Fest in Nashville happens every June. This year, so far, it's on target to keep going. The CMA has already announced they're going to try. For now, yeah, we'll see what happens. But it was last year, 2 years ago, you were on stage on a little riverfront stage.
Yeah.
And you looked out and the bio that I was reading about and someone else I was talking to said the thing, you just gave it your all, whatever. And then Scott Borchetta approached you later on. Did you even know who he was at the time? Okay, so you'd seen him before from like the Idol days when he was a mentor trying to get people signed up and stuff. Because if someone got a phone call from me and said, "Oh, it's Danny Dwyer," they're like, "Why would he?" You know, I'm saying it's not a person calling me. Why would that person call me? So that's why I was wondering, like, if you really knew who he was, because at that point, your probably heart just dropped to your feet and was like, "Oh my God, this is real."
Yeah, I definitely knew that it was Scott Borchetta. I'd met Scott probably a year prior to that performance.
Oh, okay.
And he just told me, we were trying to, get a record deal at that point, and he was one of those guys that called me back. What was so encouraging, and he just said, "Man, he's like, I think you're really close." He's like, "I just want you to write your butt off for the next year," and he's like, "I think you're really close to something here." So, literally a year later, like I got on stage and we're playing, and it's kind of funny. Like I don't know. I mean, some of you guys might know who Scott Borchetta is. I know you do, but. So Scott, it's funny that it was like a halo around Scott, as I saw him coming through the crowd, which is kind of funny. But literally, like, it was kind of one of those things where you're trying to balance like entertaining and watching the people, seeing how they're reacting, and then also like keeping your eye on Scott at the same time.
Right.
Scott used to be the owner of Big Machine Label Group. I think
still is.
Oh, he still is.
Yeah, still is.
It's like a Deflategate thing with him right now, so I haven't followed all of the drama. But he's a big deal, like a very big deal.
Yeah. Scott is the one that
to you are the next big thing.
Scott is the one that actually found Taylor Swift as well. Yeah. So that says a lot right there. Yeah. Definitely. He's found a lot of other people. Rascal Flatts, he's worked with them. He's worked with Midland.
Thomas Rhett.
So many more. Florida Georgia Line. Payton Smith, there's that one. Okay, we're going to shut up and get off stage because we want to hear this music that I've been bragging about for so long. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, put your hands together for Mr. Payton Smith.
Thank you. All right.